Welcome to part 4 and the last in the series of the Smith family. Part 3, we were talking about Dorothy Taylor, niece of Annie Caldwell. In part 4, we're going to talk about her brother, Bertrand Taylor Jr., and his two children. Bertrand Leroy Taylor Jr. was born April 25th, 1892, in Watertown, New York. On October 21st, 1913, in New York City, he married Mary Isabel Bovey. Together they had two children, and the marriage ended in divorce. In 1936, he married Olive McClure. She was a reigning beauty on both the stage and screen and an up-and-coming actress. Almost an entire page in the New York Times was devoted to their wedding. That was actually quite small. Bertrand passed away August 23, 1972, in Paris, France, and he rests in Woodlawn Cemetery in the Bronx. He and his first wife had two children, Mary Stovey Taylor and Bertrand Leroy Taylor III. Bertrand III was the youngest child. He was born in 1920 and passed away in 2008. He attended Yale University in 1942 with a degree in economics. He was also a member of the Reserve Officer Training Corps and was commissioned an ensign in the U.S. Navy. During World War II, he served aboard two successive destroyers as a gunnery officer. The USS Jeffers, which was the first major warship to lead in the landing armada in the invasion of Normandy at Omaha Beach, and the USS Harry Bauer, which participated in the invasion of Iwo Jima and Okinawa. The latter ship survived numerous attacks and was recognized by the New York Times as one of the luckiest ships in the Pacific. The ship received the Presidential Union Citation, and Bertrand was awarded the Bronze Star for his service. He was the only descendant to leave children, 5 to be exact, at the time of his death, 9 grandchildren and 6 great-grandchildren. His sister Mary was born February 13, 1915. She grew up from New York to Martha's Vineyard to Europe, and at 16 she was diagnosed with bone marrow cancer, and was one of the first to get very experimental treatments of radiation that left her leg permanently injured. That didn't stop her from getting a Vogue contract. She became one of Cecil Beaton's favorite subjects. From there, she moved on to the movies. Paramount Picture put her in Soak the Rich, and then in 1939, she appeared in Lady of the Tropics. The producer of that film was Sam Zabaltist, who later became her common-law husband. Sam was previously married. Well, he still was married to a very Catholic woman who did not grant him a divorce. Sam was also one of the main producers of a movie you might have heard of. It's called Ben-Hur. He stayed to wrap up production on it and told Mary to go home. Their home was previously destroyed by a fire, so she was going back to start rebuilding. But Sam never made it home. He died of a heart attack. And in 1960, Mary went up and collected the Academy Award for Sam for the movie that he died finishing, Ben-Hur. The same year, Mary marched with Dr. Martin Luther King in a Chanel suit to prove that all walks of life should be supportive of his causes. She was also active in the founding of Oak Grove School in California and Brockwood Park School in Center, Hampshire, England. During World War II, she stopped production of films and worked full-time as a nurse's aide for the Red Cross. In her later years, she retreated from public life, but she did remain active and a beloved figure for those who knew her. Mary died quietly at her home in California, as she had wanted to, on June 17, 2008. Thank you all for sticking with this story because, holy cow, I did not expect this much. I've never had to do 4 parts for Finale Friday. Next week, we're going to work on the Abernathy side. It's not quite as colorful, but still important to tell their story too. I appreciate you all, and thanks for watching.